the dish live from the scene. I got the usual suspects back with me again. I got it, Cat 5. I got Jorge, the guru. I got Ty. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's going to figure it out with Walker Bueller and all them. But hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, Cat 5, talk to the people, man. Let them know what's up, man.
It never fails, man. Anytime Trav hosts, 10 to 15 seconds into the show, it's some sort of Go Braves or the Dodgers suck.
Every time.
It's a Mets friend. There's a couple of Mets off in there too. So.
But we know it's all born out of love. So, hey man, I'm a man of few words when it comes to the intros. Just like always, I'm happy to be here and talk baseball. Let's go.
Guru, Jorge, what's up, bro?
Man, actually went to 4 games this weekend. Had some fun watching the Mets and Nationals, even though the Mets blew today's game. Jesus,
yes.
that was
I was
horrible.
about to say you had fun.
Yeah, I mean, I met a lot of good people, new people. You know what I mean? It was fun hanging out with Mets fans and taking over other ball club's team. But it sucks when you lose after you've been chanting all game and you're like, "What?" They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, I don't know. What are you asking me? But no, man, just happy to be here. Just happy to talk baseball, of course, with you guys, my brothers. It's always fun.
Tie through. What's going on, man?
First and foremost, let me say Category 5 is the only true brother of mine. He's the only one that cares about me. So Trav's always hating. Guru's always, dismissing. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like I'm suffering from success. When you're the defending world champions, this is how I get treated on the dish. Respect your defending champion.
This is where
all
you
I gotta
lose.
say. That quick.
No, man.
Let's get this show on the road, man. I'm happy, you always talk baseball, with my brothers. We may fight and throw chairs, but it's all in good fun.
Man, you know how it is, man. It's just what we do. Like Cat 5 says, it's all family, it's all fun, man. First off, man, we got a dude that can reach the base 36 times in a row. Not since Mickey Mantles or somebody like that doing stuff like that. Boy, hey, I'm gonna give you the lead on that, man. Talk about that, man. Let these folks know who is doing this.
The young kid, Wander Franco, the shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, category, you heard that right. Rays. They ever since day one, man, he's been amazing. He's lived up to the hype. Look at what he's doing. What was it, like 2 weeks ago, Ty? You gave him a shout out on the show, I believe. You were telling us keep an eye on him. And
real quick, let's clarify that's 36 games in a row, not at bats.
Yes, 36 games in a row. So the people out there understand. Tying Mickey Mantle for the longest streak in the American League by a player 20 years or younger. Man, what? Kids straight out of like college doing this. That's crazy. 20 years old and he's doing what he's doing. He hit in his first at bat today, he extended it in Fenway to 36.
Pitch, wasn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't it the first pitch too?
I'm not sure about that, but it's crazy, man. Like what he's doing, it's just legend status, man. And Mickey Mantle, to let you guys know, did this September 5th through May 4th, and he did it in the span of 2 separate years, 1951 and 1952. So that's crazy. And Frank Robinson, he owns the only longer on-base streak by a player under 21, and that's 43 games. But he did that in the National League. So this kid's in rare air, and it's only his first year. He's only played 58 games. He's batting 280. On base percentage, 241. Slugging, 461. This kid, we how many times do we have to tell y'all? We tell y'all this, the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, plug and play. They get rid of people, they bring people up that just take over, and they do it every year. And it's, and we keep telling y'all, it's something that they keep doing. And when they trade away players, people are like, oh, why are they trading him? Because they have somebody that's going to come up and going to be what Wendell Franco is right now. And it's just amazing what they're doing, man. Leading the division and have a player like this, and you team him up with what I always forget his name. What the guy did last year in the World Series.
Rosarina?
Rosarina, yes, thank you.
What do you forget a name like
have both of them? I don't know. I'm Spanish, dude. Come on.
Oh my God.
So it's, it's something that you pair them to now in what, for the next 10, let's say 10 years, and you can get another stud, another bat, and just the Rays keep doing their thing, man. What do you got to say, Ty? I know you got a lot to say on Franco.
Just when you're this early into your career, establishing yourself amongst Hall of Fame company, that's just crazy. Like you said, Guru. It's funny because today's show, we're talking about, those who have baseball families. Wander Franco is one of those guys who's in a baseball family. He has brothers who played in the majors, and his father also played some minor league baseball. So he's, kind of been born and bred for the professionals. But when we talk about on a Hall of Fame level, talk about bragging rights at the family reunion and the family barbecues. He's got those bragging rights right now.
He's not related to Julio, is he?
Julio, let me take a look. No, his brothers is Wander Alexander and Wander Javier. They played for the Astros and San Francisco Giants, respectively. So
okay,
yeah. But he also his mom is Willie Abar's sister. So talk about baseball family, 6 degrees separation there. Maybe it is genetics, man.
It's in his blood.
Yeah, it's in his blood.
I mean, already, we know there's a lot of talent that comes from, the Dominican Republic. This is another blessing from the Dominican. So salute to him. I'm happy he's having this success. He can literally set a record your first year and be amongst Hall of Fame names. Like, that's special. So salute to the organization for giving him the keys, and he's driving the car and driving it well. So when you put in the work that this kid has put in, and it's, he's having the success, more power to him, and he's going to have a bright future if he keeps this up.
What you got, Storms?
Well, so I looked into the numbers that Wander's been putting up during the streak specifically, and it's absolutely, it's incredible. So he's in 36 games, he's hitting .310, 13 doubles, 2 triples, 26 RBI, 13 walks, 890 OPS. And here's the insane part, 1.32 wins added. That means if he performed this way the entire year, he would account for 6 wins. Do you know how much every single team in Major League Baseball will pay for 6 wins?
Yeah, really. How many strikeouts does he have in that stretch?
I don't remember exactly. I think it was like 26, 30. No, it was a little higher than that, 32 maybe.
That's crazy.
But here's the other thing. Championship win probability added is at 94%. So again, if he performed all year the way he has during this 36-game stretch, the Rays would be 94% more likely to win the World Series, or roughly double the chance that they would have to win it without him. That's why they traded Willie Adames, who hasn't played all year in the National League, but had he would be in the MVP conversation. He's gotten Milwaukee to the best record in Major League Baseball since they acquired him. So, this is why this team, like Jorge was saying, plug and play. This is why they can get rid of these guys and not miss a beat, because they somehow are getting the absolute most out of every single player that they have. Look at Snell in San Diego, man. It's not been the same Snell that he was in Tampa Bay.
They know how to leverage their players for some reason, man. Like, they get the most out of a player, and they don't perform the same when they go elsewhere. How many walks did you say that he had in this stretch, Storm?
13 in 36 games.
He has 15 strikeouts in 36 games.
Oh, it was only 15?
Yes, I just counted that.
Wow.
He has almost the same amount of walks that he has strikeouts in 36 games.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Dude,
Like,
young fella is balling.
If we could get this Wander Franco for 162 games, like, this is how crazy this is Ohtani would be like almost a distant second for MVP.
Yeah. Yeah. But then it wouldn't even be close. But he's in 50. He's played in 58 games. He has 36 RBIs. That's crazy, man. As a rookie, and he's only a rookie. He's gonna get better. You know what this is?
This is the next Fernando Tatis Jr.
I was saying this is like Juan Soto
Hopefully minus injuries. It's what?
Juan Soto-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Juan Soto-esque. This is exactly what he's doing. Because when Juan Soto came up, and let's not forget, Juan Soto also, he was not one of their top level talents in the National Farm System. He basically came out of nowhere, and he's doing what he's doing now at such a young age. Franco has been, on their radar for a while, but still, he's living up to the hype.
The baseball gods decided we deserved one more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and let me add to a couple of the numbers that I gave you guys earlier. Also, this streak that he's on right now is the longest streak by a rookie in Rays history. And it's the second longest since Johnny Damon, ever, since Johnny Damon reached 39 consecutive games from June 3rd through June 4th from 2011. And this is the longest such streak by a rookie shortstop since Hanley Ramirez at 36 for the Marlins in 2006.
Wow.
What a name, Hanley Ramirez.
Yeah.
My brain isn't fair to Johnny Damon. Like, I always have to remind myself that he wasn't a scrub.
He wasn't, man. He was hell of a baller.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I want to give a quick shout out to my guys viewing from the Facebook. I see Broadway Joe Maver off in there. I see Ham the Historian, man. What's going on with y'all, man? All questions and comments will be read and entertained on here. So please put them out there. We'll get them up and get you going from there. Speaking of family and family genetics, we got another family affair going on, Cat 5. What's going on with that, man? Take that away.
Yeah, man. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Just the other day hit his 40th home run, which makes him and Vlad Sr. the second father-son duo ever to hit 40 home runs in a season, joining Cecil and Prince Fielder. I mean, we've been talking about it all year. What Vlad's been doing is insane. He's cooled off a little bit on the average. Not really cooled off, just been overtaken. But the Triple Crown's probably something that's pretty much out of reach at this point. But that doesn't take away from what he's been doing. If Ohtani wasn't killing it on both sides of the ball, he'd be a lock for MVP. So what's cool about this to me is, I mean, Vlad has every chance to be far and away the best of the four. He will, if he does it again, be the only one of the four to hit 43 times, which I thought was interesting because, Cecil had like 5 years in a row in the 30s, but only hit 40 twice, or only hit 40 once. Or no, I'm sorry, twice. All three of the other ones hit it twice. But anyway, just kind of a cool thing. Got us talking a lot before the show about other father-son combos in baseball and things that they've done and all that. So.
Yeah. What's crazy, because you mentioned that Cecil only did it twice, and most of the people only did it twice. What's crazy, I did not know Cecil and Prince both have hit 50. Like Cecil did 51 in 1990, and Prince did 50 in 2007. So that's
right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I don't think we'll ever see 50 ever, because let's talk about 40. Like when you think of father-son combos, that's hard already. You think of like other father-son combos that didn't do it. Like you got Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. came close to doing 40. Where Ken Griffey
Sr. did 50 though, didn't he?
I'm not sure if he did 50. I have to look into that.
Did you say Griffey?
No, he's talking about senior.
Vlad Senior.
Vlad, did he hit 50?
I'm looking at it right now. I think he had 51 year.
He may have been close. I know, he may have been close.
He did not. The closest he had was 44 in 2000.
Oh, yeah. So, and then Bobby and Barry Bonds, they never got to 40. But Bobby wasn't that much of a power guy. I think the most Bobby hit was like I think maybe
we were looking at it before the show. So he hit like
39,
31, 34, 36, 37, and 39, but never 40.
Yeah. Just kind of like how Griffey Sr. only topped out at 21. So it was passed on through the kids. The kids, got that extra pop in the bat, apparently. But this is special, and it's great to see, and I can only imagine, around the family gatherings and, the parties, barbecues. It's nice to, your old man talking about, well, in my day, I remember this, I had this one season, and then your son comes along and is like, hey, Dad, don't forget I got you.
Yeah. them round table conversations right there are hilarious. I would love to be somewhere near hearing Bobby and Barry talk or Vlad when it's all said and done, when they talk about what they used to do, and them conversations would be lovely.
On the wall.
I love the kids in this particular conversation are clearly superior players to their dads, because it's another thing that goes to show that, just the skill and talent of the average player just simply improves over time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another thing that people saying that what Ohtani's doing isn't special can shut up about. Man, people that say, well, Ruth did this and Ruth did that, like, man, 100 years ago, it's not comparable.
Did you even see it? That's the thing. Did you even see it? Only thing you go by is what hearsay. You're actually witnessing history as you speak right now with Ohtani. This dude is literally doing everything except for buying and sitting in seats by his damn self.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing everything. I mean,
he may be doing that. He may be selling water in the stands too. In between innings, who knows?
Yeah.
The bottom line is anybody who's saying that also wouldn't pass up a chance to go see Ohtani right now. So.
Oh, yeah.
Just shut up and enjoy it, man.
Hey, Griffey Jr. was at the home run derby himself, being a spectator.
Sure was.
Had the camera out.
Now
Guru,
he was.
I have a question. I have a question though for Guru though. So, is it genetics? Do you think genetics plays into a family? Like we're talking about of course with Wander Franco. We're talking about here with Vlad Guerrero, the juniors and the seniors, Cecil, Prince. Like, does genetics really play into the predicting and bringing on greatness in sports?
I think so. I think it plays a role in it. I mean, if you have a pops that's done it in, you know, the professional level, and, you know, let's say, for instance, Odell Beckham Jr., you know, let's take him for as an example. He has his father, and then he has his mother that was a track star. You know, I think so. It has something to do with it, but also we talked about this before. These kids have been around in the dugout. It's in the major league dugout since what? They've been 10, 9. You know, and being around that is just a different atmosphere. You know, being around superstars, knowing how to carry yourself, and then seeing what your father or other players do on a daily basis. Yeah, I mean, I think that plays into, you know, a factor more so than genetics, to be honest with you, because just being around it, and yeah, just being around it is completely different. And, you know, just imagine the edge or the advantage they have from being around that for so long. It's you know, we always say experience trumps everything. And that's just an experience that you get at 9, 10 years old that no other 9 and 10-year-old is gonna have. You know what I mean? And it's just the way you were brought up.
Because if these kids are lucky enough to have gotten, you know, the talent passed down to them, I mean, once they get to a point where they're starting to get attention, carrying themselves like a professional athlete is going to come second nature to them because they've been around it their whole life.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And so I know, sorry, I had to get off camera real quick, but we were talking about Vlad Jr. and Sr. We talked earlier this year where they hit their 50th home run in the same amount of games, 258 games. That's nuts. You know, I keep thinking about that, but that's nuts. How does father and son hit 50 home runs in the same exact game played in your career? That's nuts. And then also Vlad Jr., he's the second fastest Toronto player to ever hit 50 home runs in a major league, behind only Fred McGriff. He did it in 258 games, and Fred McGriff did it in 229. So he's already, you know, putting his foot and his stamp on the franchise that he's only played for, what, 3 years now? So we're these young kids, man. We're these juniors.
By the way, I'm going to say it every time Fred gets mentioned. Let that man in the hall.
Man.
Crime Dog belongs in there, man. Let that man in, man. Him and Gary Sheffield.
Yep.
Get the red carpet out for these guys right now, man. Quit playing with these folks. Quit playing with them. Speaking of, I know you said Odell Beckham Jr. You got to understand. Do you understand that Odell Beckham was born at LSU Hospital?
Yep.
Hospital. What? Yes, he was born. He was destined. He was destined to be LSU purple and yellow all the way. So, little side note right there. Anything else, Guru, that you want to expand on as far as another subject that we're going to talk about tonight?
Yeah. I want to toss it around. Actually, I want to talk about these past series that we saw. And I want to talk about one series in particular because I've been telling the people watching us, and also everybody else, that watch out for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are going to make their run. I've been telling y'all, they look like they're making their run. They just took 3 games from the Oakland A's. And the first game with a crazy comeback. Did you guys see that comeback against the Oakland A's?
Was that the 10-11 game?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Oakland was up 2-0 in the first. Toronto goes ahead and ties it in the fourth with their two of their own. The Oakland scores 2 runs each inning from the 5th to the 7th. So that makes it 2, 4, 6. That makes it 8-12. Okay. 8-12. 8-2. And then Toronto comes back and scores 6 in the bottom of the 8th to tie it. And then it goes into the 9th. Oakland gets 2 runs. And then Simeon hits a 3-run shot to win it in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
Their offense is coming to life. Yeah, I don't know if anybody out there heard me last show or the show before, I don't remember. But I said that Toronto Blue Jays was the only team worse in the 3-week stretch as far as getting runners in scoring position than the Mets. And the Mets have been horrible at that. And they got their offense back. They took 3 out of 3 from the Rays, and they took the A's, and they took the first game today from I don't remember who they played today. I got to look that up. But they took the first game today from the Yankees, 8-0.
Yankees, 8-0.
Yep.
Hey, man, George Springer.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said their losing streak or their woes came because George Springer was out. He's back.
And here's the thing: he was 0 for 3 today, but it's not all about his offense. It's about his presence in the dugout. And I'm like, I don't fully understand it, but what it is really is you got a World Series winning player, a guy who's been around the league a little bit, and he knows what it takes to get there, and he knows he's the guy that keeps this offense grounded. So his presence there is very important, whether he's actually hitting or not. They perform better when he's around.
He's been there, done that. Again, experience trumps everything. And if you have a player that's been there, done that, and I'm talking to these juniors like, hey, we legit have a squad to where we can make a run and we can make the playoffs. And if we make the playoffs and anything happens, you don't think those kids are going to listen? Of course they are. And of course, like we said, like any other trade, when you're in the run, if you go out and you get a guy that'll give a shot in the arm because you know he's going to come out and play well, like the example Sterling Marte did, for the A's. This is somebody they've had all year and has been telling them this all year. And now they're starting to believe because they're still in the run. So watch the Blue Jays. That's what I'm going to say. Well, what series do you guys want to talk about? I'll pass it over to Storms first.
Man, my petty ass always wants to put the Red Sox under a microscope.
I knew it. And they actually took Tampa Bay in the extra innings, but that didn't prevail. So,
however, I will use this opportunity to point out that the Red Sox are 9 games back again. But the series that I want to look at,
do it every chance you get, bro. That's all you know.
I want to point out this Phillies Brewers series. This is a big deal. This is a big deal because this is one of the only tough series the Phillies have left the whole way. And they jumped all over the Brewers today. They beat them 12-0. This is a team that has the easiest, by far, path to the wild card. And now they're only 2.5 games back. If they can take this series from Milwaukee, they've got a cakewalk the rest of the way. All they have to do is not play badly, and they'll be the wild card winner. They'll need a little bit of help along the way, a few losses from other teams here and there, but they have. I would imagine they will finish, if not the best, with the second best record of all the wild card contending teams from here on out. So they're going to be a very real player in the wild card the rest of the way.
So let me add to that. Like we talked about the Padres earning it this month because of how hard their schedule is. It's the Phillies to lose it because how easy their schedule is this month. Like that's the opposite of them and the Padres. Go ahead, Sam.
So that was a great series. I would want to agree with Storms, as usually I agree with him, but I'm going to come out of left field and say surprise at what's going on in the AL West. Despite the thrashing that the Astros gave the Mariners today, I was looking at that Astros-Mariners series just because the Mariners are creeping into the conversation as far as not only for the division, but the wild card spot. They're 2.5 games back in the wild card and only about 4.5 games back, I think, in the division. So this was a very important and intriguing series, and I wanted to see if the Mariners are for real. Shout out to my guy, Mac Miles. He's a Mariners fan. Are they serious? I don't know, but I was intrigued and I kind of want to see if the Mariners bounce back. And also, just because I don't like Germ. So him and I are always beefing. So I don't care about your germ stros. I don't care about your trash cans, all that. So as the Astros were kind of trending downward, it seemed maybe they'll use this series as like a springboard to bounce them back into a nice September. But I would love to see the Astros fall on their ass this September. Go Mariners.
Germ might be popping in, right?
Bring it on. I want all the smoke, and the smoke I shall have it.
I'm waiting on this blue button just to pop up so he can show because it's gonna be some smoke coming in there real soon. Oh man, if Cat 5 wasn't gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. And it was this Tampa Bay and Boston series. I mean, they had a chance to set you up, but they just can't do it. Game 1, I mean, they had a chance, but lost it in extra innings, 11-10.
Mm-hmm. And I'm with Jorge too. We both been saying it. I think Ty was with this too last time we made our predictions, but we all picked the Blue Jays to finish in the second wild card spot.
We just all picked different first place. I think I stayed with Boston, just saying they were going to sneak in and they were going to face Toronto. But that's a good segue to what I was going to say, Storms, because I'm going to give the standings and the wild card. The Yankees are only a half game up on Boston. Yankees have lost 3 in a row after being so hot. In their last 10, they're 3-7. So they're fading quick. Hey, Vic, you want us to talk about the Yankees? We're talking about the Yankees.
Remember when we said speaking again to Vic, remember when we said that we would wait to say what we think the Yankees are until we saw how they performed after that winning streak ended?
Ooh.
I'm not saying I'm passing the judgment right now based on the last few games, but
we said what we said.
We said what we said for a reason. I mean, there's a reason why we give teams props when we give them props, and there's a reason why we let teams go on their runs and then see what they do afterwards. The Yankees are a prime example. Vic kept telling us, hey, give a shout out to the Yankees. It's right to give them a shout out because they were on a 12, 13 game win streak. But we knew why they were on the win streak. We wanted to see how they did once they lost a couple of games after the win streak. Look at them now, 3-7 in their last 10. We've been telling y'all, you cannot trust this pitching staff. You cannot trust the pen. They have to score 7 runs to win the ball game. If they don't score runs, they're not going to win ball games.
So does that mean you're not buying the dip?
No, I'm not. I'm letting go. So they're half game up on Boston. Boston, as poorly as they played, they're still in the run for the wild card. They're 5-5 in their last 10, and based off of what they've been doing, I may be wrong. I may have been wrong to pick them. Seattle's only 2.5 games back of the second wild card spot, and they're 3 games behind the Yankees for the third spot. They're an even younger team than Toronto, and it's wild that they're still in the run. 75 wins, man. Who expected that out of them this year?
Nobody.
They're nobody. They're one of a few teams that, one of 2 teams, because the other team is the Giants, and nobody expected what they're doing. And they're both in the West. That's crazy. And now look how hot Toronto is. 5-game winning streak. Sorry, Seattle's on a 5-game winning streak too. Toronto's on a 5-game winning streak, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. And if they beat the Yankees in the next 2 games, that means they're only going to be a game and a half back from the first place wildcard spot, and the Yankees are probably going to drop out of the wildcard spot.
Well, Seattle 5-game that ended though. It's finna end.
I'll tell you what. I've accepted that I'm not getting Oakland and Toronto as the 1 and 2 for the wild card. So at this point, I'm rooting for Seattle to get in.
All right.
That would be fun, man. Having two new young teams for a wild card spot. You know how exciting that game would be? It doesn't even matter where it would be played in. It would be an exciting game because it's two young teams.
Yeah.
How crazy would it be if Seattle went on a run like Tampa last year, being the same type of young out of nowhere team?
Ooh,
Man,
You know?
yeah.
That's
crazy.
It would be crazy, but I don't see it.
You
I
trying to
No,
hurt?
I
You
don't
trying to
either.
hurt?
I was just saying that'd be real cool. Like
Trying to
I
hurt
would-
the league?
I would
but-
enjoy that so much. That would make it one of my favorite playoffs probably in a while.
Disclaimer though, let's not diminish the impact the AL East has on the AL playoff picture right now. When you have 4 out of 5 teams that are going to win most likely 80 games and higher, that's insane. So you could pretty much potentially get 3 teams in the AL playoff picture, all from one division, realistically. And let's not pretend like the AL East is not for real. I mean, as much as I want to say Mariners has been nice, but you got too many good ball clubs that either are going to destroy each other and fall apart, or they're all going to just somehow squeak in there. And that's what it looks like right now.
Yeah, it's weird, but the AL East is more like what we thought the NL West was going to be than the NL West is.
That's true.
You know what's even crazier? There's a potential. There's a potential. There might of us having 3 teams that win at least 80, maybe 85 games and don't make the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Playing.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bro, do you know how much enjoyment, like how much satisfaction I will get out of it if the Red Sox lose a play-in game?
Oh man, I don't even want to think about that, trolling.
All the I told you so.
like I legit don't even hate the Red Sox. It's just this season, I don't know. It's like I took out a 1-year lease on hating the Red Sox.
You gonna return that lease after the year's over when the year's done?
Yeah, man. I don't look. I go where the best opportunity is. I don't like to stay. I don't typically. I plan on moving after the year's over. You know, I'll take up residence of hate in another major league city.
Now let's flip it this way. I got another thing that can happen for you fellas because it's still a possibility. How about if the AL East only has one team going to playoffs and Seattle and Oakland makes the wild card? Because Oakland's still in it. Oakland's still 3
That would be
3.5
awesome.
back. Yeah, that can potentially set up the next 5 years of the West being the best division in baseball, especially because the Mariners are so young.
I'm just tired of the disappointment that I know the Oakland A's are going to give me.
Thank you. I knew somebody was going to say it. That's what I was waiting for.
New Orleans Saints.
It's inevitable. It's just inevitable about the Oakland A's, man. They're gonna be a good team. When it's time to really play ball, they're gonna exit the building, stage left, quickly.
It's such a good because the A's won, but it was so long ago.
It's funny because it's true.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's
Shout out to the Bash Bros.
Oh, taking them shots in the thigh and buttocks. Hey,
Hope you're not watching, Jose.
check this out, man. I'm going to name a division where the group, like the NL East or the NL West, and I want y'all. I'm gonna go around the board, and I just want who you think out of that group of teams is the MVP. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like if I say the AL East.
Like if there was an AL East MVP, who would it be?
Who would it be? And
Some
the
divisions,
AL
that's hard.
and I'm gonna go to you, Cat. If it is
Man.
the AL East, who would it be? And you will say who?
AL East.
Mm.
That's real tough. Because there really isn't any one player that really stands out in my head from that division. And not for most valuable player, huh?
He's a junior for me. I'm just gonna say that. Hint, hint.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Never mind. my brain didn't even
I'm gonna
think
save
about
you.
the Blue Jays.
I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you. That was like, I'm not one of the easier ones, Cat. That's one of the easier ones. He's not translated to the win column. He's not translated in the win column, but he's got the numbers.
Oh yeah, no, definitely Vlad.
And Ty, I'm gonna give you the AL West.
Oh, that's easy too. Slam dunk right there. It's the greatest show on earth, no debate.
Which we know. Now we would go to the Central. Jorge, give me one.
Give you one or give you two?
If you give me two, we're gonna debate those two and see which one should take that overall for that Central.
I like that idea.
Choose wisely.
Okay, so as far as the Central goes, I'm gonna go with two players just because they've been amazing, and one is a little younger than the other. But Jose Abreu, man, he has 6 years out of his 8 years in the major leagues where he has over 100 RBIs. 8 years in the league, and he has 774 RBIs, 226 home runs. And this year he has 103 RBIs and 28 home runs. And his batting average is 265 as a home run, as a slugger. That's pretty damn good. And his OBP is 345, and his slugging is 499. This guy can just straight out rake, and he's been doing it for a while. He doesn't get the respect that he should get as a first baseman and playing in Chicago. I don't know how he gets lost when he's in the major market, but he does. And then the other one is Salvi Perez. How about Perez for Kansas City?
Ooh,
man,
what a season! What a season!
That would be my.
What a year! He has 41 home runs, and I think he hit 41 yesterday. And he has, like, I want to say, at least that I know of, 4 or 5 multi-home run games this year alone. So, and there was a stretch to where I think he hit, there was a road trip where I think he hit 6 home runs and like 13 or 14 RBI, something like that, in like the 7 or 8 game stretch. That was his year has just been unbelievable.
And he drove a run in today, which gives him 103 on the season.
That's crazy. So just to give you guys also an idea of what this guy has done in his previous years, this is nothing even close to what he's done. This is his best year offensively by far. His highest home run total of previous years is 27. His highest RBI total of previous years is 80. And he's played 6 more games already than he had. Well, he's played 135 games, and his total for 1 year, his most for 1 year is 150 in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So I choose them two. I just don't know who to pick, meaning Salvador this year or what Abreu has been doing for, the past 6. And he's just amazing.
Now, Ty, out of those two, which one are you going with?
Oh, so I mean, as much as I want to say Abreu, just because of the win column for his team and the success that his team is having as a division leader, and I do agree with Guru that Abreu gets looked over. I mean, you look at the season the Royals are having. I mean, they're not that too far away from 500 baseball, considering who expects anything from the Royals. And you can't take that away from Perez at all. those are, MVP numbers. That is an MVP caliber season. Give it to him. And I try to, think of anybody else in that division who's, comes even close. There's really no one.
Cat 5, are you gonna be starting some or are you gonna agree?
I'm on the Salvi train. Salvi all the way. I mean, there like Ty said, there just isn't anybody in the division that comes close to what he's done this year. Win-loss column or not.
Okay.
It's funny
Now-
that we have Abreu and Salvi that are, fighting back and forth as far as the R&B leader. Like they're tied right now, right? 103.
Mm,
I
So
think so, yeah.
Now I'm
So,
gonna
also,
Yeah.
let me bring this point up because I just looked this up because I wanted to see how many 40 plus home run years there have been by a catcher, and this would only be number 8 ever.
it's crazy.
So Salvi Perez just joined Rare too. Okay, so let me give you the 7 other years. We got Johnny Bench. It doesn't say the year, but he hit the most for a catcher, obviously, in a year, 45. We have Javi Lopez that hit 43. Todd Hundley hit 41. Roy Campanella hit 41. And then Mike Piazza hit 40 twice. And Johnny Bench hit another 40. So
Pudge never did it?
Perez has it. Huh?
Pudge never did it?
No. He got the most he ever had is 35.
It's a surprise.
And Salvador Perez has a real shot to hit 46.
Mm-hmm.
He has about 26 more games, and if he hits 46, that would be the most home runs ever hit by a catcher in 1 year. That's how good is he. All right, he's my pick for MVP. I take back what I said about Abreu.
I mean, 50 is hell. Even 55 is well within reach for him, Vlad, and Ohtani.
That's a lot, man. Because he only got 41 and to have 26, 27 games left. That'll be 14 in that stretch.
Okay. Within reach, not well within reach, but it's I mean, that's a stretch like that isn't unheard of though at all.
No, shoot. Look at what Perez has been doing this year. I mean, look at what Ohtani's been doing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is Ohtani's home run rate? I think hit per at bat.
Stupid.
It was something stupid.
Like, all I'm saying is if Schwarber can do it, Salvi can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's something going on in the AL Central with catchers who can, have pop in their bats and can hit the long ball. I mean, you have Salvi, you have Grandal for the White Sox. He can, hit the long ball as well. So, something going on there in that division. But definitely, when you factor Salvi, what he's doing, and that actually Abreu is actually not having the best year as far as just getting on base and his batting average compared to other seasons. So I'd give Salvi the nod.
Now,
Yeah, he's crazy, man. What he's did this year is crazy. So Ohtani's hitting 1 home run per 10 at bats.
oh, Jesus.
That's like 1 home run every 3 games.
Don't throw to the guy, basically.
That's crazy.
So, like we said, stupid.
Almost stupid. Now, being that all of us have respectfully teams in this NL, I'm just gonna go and get it out the way. But I gotta let Cat 5 do this one. The NL East. Who is your MVP of the NL East? NL East.
Correction, NL least.
Well, here's the problem about that. You can call it the least, but there are extremely hot players.
It's because they're getting the least amount of teams in the playoffs.
But Cat 5, who is the MVP of the NL East?
I feel like you're only doing this because of a conversation we had the other day.
Here we go. That's cheating. That's cheating.
He really
That's some
is.
behind the scenes cheating stuff.
Look at him. He can't deny it.
He'd be red in the face right now.
I told him just the other day that if there was a second half MVP for the National League, Austin Riley would edge Joey Votto for it. And he's doing this because he wants me to repeat it
on camera. Petty.
Pull yourself together, Trev.
I'm just gonna give y'all a fair warning. This will be recorded and
you know what though?
You
know what though? That was second half. Like if I gotta do an MVP for the whole season for the NL East, it's got to be Freddie.
Go ahead.
It's got to be Freddie Freeman.
Ew.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at the whole season, there really isn't another clear-cut choice, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. And Ty, I gotta give you the NL Central.
Ooh. Yikes. I'm about to think about
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't expect it out of me, but I said his name already today.
I mean, that is a very interesting division right there. God.
See, you're on the spot like I was.
I'll say this. If Votto gets to 100 RBIs, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. What is that, like 85? If he gets to 100 RBIs, I'll allow it. Just because.
Thank you. That's not who I was thinking, but thank you.
But that's my caveat right there. I mean, damn it, like the central, and I really wanted to avoid that division. Like, it's funny because if you would have asked me before the beginning of the season, I would have said clear runaway MVP candidate if the Cardinals would have won the division would have been Goldie. But here's one thing that's intriguing about the Central. It could be a pitcher that could be the MVP too. There's been some great pitching performances in the Central Division that shouldn't be slept on.
I wouldn't hold you if you said
Corbin
two or maybe
Burns?
3 names from the Brewers. Yeah.
Yeah. If Corbin Burns had more wins in the win column, run away with it. Like, dude's going to have over 200 Ks. Whip is crazy. ERA is crazy, but he's lacking the wins. So if he had the wins, Corbin Burns could be your MVP. But that's shout out to the pitching of the Brewers there. But it's a tough one. So like I said, if Votto somehow gets over 100 RBIs, I'll allow it.
So we got the pitcher from the Brewers and we got Votto, correct?
Yeah, those would be my two.
Can I throw another one out there just because I looked up these numbers earlier and I wanted to get a way to get them on the show.
Throw it out there.
So I was trying to work it into the Wander Franco thing, but I didn't want to like take too much of the time away from Franco himself. But Willy Adames, man, would be my pick. You know, he's only spent 88 games with the Brewers, but like I said, they have the best record in the major league since he's been there. Mm-hmm. He's batting .310. He's got 3.3 WAR in those 88 games. That is insane. Like we talk about how Ohtani is the runaway MVP candidate in the AL. It's because his combined offensive and pitching WAR is 6.5. Adames has 3.3 in half a season. And you know, then again, with it being the most valuable player, you know, again, the fact that they have the best record in baseball since he's gotten there, I think that those things can't be ignored.
Who you got, Jorge, in this Central within the guys that they have mentioned?
Good luck.
Votto has been raking all year. I give him that.
Not all
And-
year. Not all year. Not all year.
Okay, most of the year. Okay,
Especially
So-
after All-Star break.
yeah, yeah, and even a little bit before the All-Star break. But I don't know. The Brewers have a three-headed monster over there that you can't really deny, man. Like they've just been good, and like we've been saying for a little bit, if Yelich, comes back and does what he can do, as we all know he can, they can be a real World Series team, and they're kind of looking like one without him, So I gotta give it to probably the pitching staff in Milwaukee. I can't give it to not one player, but the pitching staff in Milwaukee. Just imagine having three reliable arms. You go into the playoffs and you really don't need a bullpen that is good anyway. Because the Brewers have a good bullpen too. So I gotta give it to them. And yes, Storms, you're right. Willie Adames has been fantastic for them as well. And why? And you mentioned it earlier. Why did the Rays get rid of Willie Adames? Because they knew they had Franco waiting in the wings. Crazy.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah, exactly. We tell you stuff, guys. Listen.
We got it all saved in archive, man. We got it all saved in
Seats.
archive. Yes, sir.
All right, so we still got to do the West, right?
And it's on Jorge. Who is your NL West MVP?
You really gonna
Dumb.
you really gonna have me do this?
Do it.
You already know who I'm gonna say. So you already know. And
Despite the injuries?
No, it's not who you. Well, I guess you don't know what I'm gonna say. It's for me is Walker Buehler, man. It has to be. He's probably gonna win the Cy Young.
Let's go. That's
Yeah.
the draft.
He's been amazing, man. He's
For
13
MVP though over Max.
Huh?
Said for MVP though over Max.
Yeah, he's gonna be the Cy Young more than likely.
I know.
He's 13 and 3 with 2.31 ERA. Yeah, he's been doing it all year. Max just got to the Dodgers. Yeah.
No, not Scherzer, Muncy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. He has a 2.31 ERA. Yeah, he's been fantastic. He's been every bit of what they thought he was going to be, and he's took over as the ace, for Kershaw. So, and that's exactly why they brought him up and got him here, and they expected this out of him, and he's doing it. And he did it in 2019 too. He had a 14-4 year with a 3.26 ERA, a little higher, but you can see he's consistent. He's the kid's legit. He is their MVP, and he's probably going to be the Cy Young.
Speaking of Kershaw, is there any timetable on him yet?
Could be coming back. I heard soon, but I just heard soon, so I can't give you the exact date.
All right.
Well, we know the Giants don't give a damn about a Walker Buehler. We know that much.
Oh God, Trav, just shut up. Shut up. I'm like seriously, I'm like Biden right now. Will you shut up, man?
Hey man, this been such a fun
Trav, this
show,
is where you go.
man.
No.
see, this is the I can do that, or I can press a mute button. It's either way. So I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just trying to have lovely conversations with my friends. That's all. But man, this been a fun show, man. This been a very, very fun show. I just thought about that just to be like, I never asked these guys before on a DC or in a group or anything. So I just had to get that out. And then you did say that the other night, Cat 5, so they kind of brought that up too. So, man, I had to bring it up, man. But any closing thoughts, Ty? Any closing thoughts that you got?
Oh man, closing thoughts would be just that. Once again, September is going to be wild and crazy. I don't know what is going to happen, and it's just you just have to get ready. And I think whoever can carry the most momentum towards like the last 2 weeks of the month, that's going to be the team to look out for to break out in the postseason and run with it. But yeah, I'm excited. And if anybody could predict this, of who's going to take what spots and where accurately, go play the lotto, because you obviously can pull a winning lottery numbers out your ass too.
Right about that. Guru, talk to him, man. Closing thoughts.
I'm just tired of every time you host, you find a way to get the Braves on the show. We don't need this anymore.
Look,
enough is enough.
Look, you either want the Braves or you want the Houston Astros.
I'm on strike. Don't call me next show. Nah.
Hey, we just need to have an off-air Zoom chat like we do some days, and then and make sure the whole scene is on there. And we'll send Trav the link last, and when he gets on, we'll be like, "All right, Trav, this is an intervention."
get your 5 minutes in. No, but hey, exactly what Ty was saying, man. These playoff spots are up in the air. I mean, you got the AL West 3 teams separated between first and third by 5.5 games with about 26 left to play. In the AL East, you got first to third 4 games with about 26, 27 games to play. You have the NL West, first and second place is only 1 game with 26 left to play. And then you have the wild card spots in the AL, 1 and 2 is only 3 games ahead, and the other 3 are behind 3.5 games. So there's basically 5 teams within 3.5, 4 games of each other in the AL. And then in the NL wild card, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams within 5 games for the last wild card spot. So buckle up. This is going to be wild. We're going to see a lot of good playoff games before the playoffs even start. Bumpy ride.
I got to say.
Cat 5. Anything else? Closing thoughts?
All right. So
they right there?
Yeah. But here's the thing, man. So already mentioned, Phillies have the easiest schedule of all of the wild card teams. We all know that the Padres are losing like it's their job. And these dudes are losing to the Tigers and the Cubs. Come on, man. I know the Tigers aren't a terrible team. They had an awful first month and a half or so, and they've been, I think, slightly above 500 since. That's cool. But those are still teams you got to beat if you want to be a playoff team. I'm going to be so mad if we are in position for the playoffs with a month left and then end up sitting at home because we can't beat the bad teams. Get it together, man. Out there playing defense like the Red Sox, giving up home runs.
Take your shot every chance you get it at the Red Sox. I love it.
Yep.
I'm sorry. The Red Sox, they're always fresh on my mind, and we lost because of a defensive error today. And where does that take you? I mean, come on. But It's just, and I get it. We had Asdrubal Cabrera playing first base, gave Joey the day off. That's where the error came from that allowed a run in a game that we lost by 1. But you got to do better, man. You can't lose to the Cubs after they traded the entire team. You can't lose to the Tigers at home. It just can't happen.
It was 15-5, one of those games. Yeah, it was brutal, man. It was ass whooping.
I wouldn't go on that.
Ty did.
With a quickness, too.
I just want to full disclosure category. If you guys blow it, I request let's book a show. You and Westrick, just like y'all need a whole show to get that out your system, and I would just love to watch popcorn and all. Just like get it out.
Just 35 minutes of crying on each other's shoulder.
I just sit there like this.
I will have this mic right here up.
Right. It's
let 'em
more
go.
other people on the show, but everybody else is just muted the whole time.
I will
whole
let
time.
let it go. Just let them go. Man, the race to October is near and damn near here. This is what it's all about, man. This is what it's all about. The races are tight. Everything has to be tightened up right now because playoff ball is right here. Hey, man, coming from the scene again. This is the dish. This is my guy Ty Through. This is Guru. This is Cat 5. Hey, man, we signing out, man. We're going to holler at y'all Wednesday. Same time, same place. We're going to holler at y'all, man.
Keep the scene on your screen.
Yes, sir.